Good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever the hell it is. It's an early stream for me because basically I had to leave the office, drove in, was feeling fine. About an hour into the drive in, head started getting a little bit fuzzy, a little bit queasy. And then I was in the office for about an hour and a half, and now I'm heading home. So, because I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to make it through this stream without having to pull over and throw up. Let's put it that way. We had to keep Scarlett at home today because she was sick from school. I'm not sure if we've got the same thing. The wife seems to think that she has something completely different. I know I've got a temperature. I've got a cough. I'm feeling queasy. So point is, I'm heading home. And I figured you guys could help keep me on the straight and narrow and keep me on the road, basically. So let's go. I don't have any videos or anything, so I haven't had the time to get anything set up. So relying on you, chat, to help keep the conversation going a little bit here. I do apologize, but I don't really have a lot of options right at the second. So thank you, Ashley. I'm hoping that I'll be able to feel better soon. Annoyingly, I have to feel better because we've got voting tomorrow, our compulsory voting that has to be done within a day or has to be done earlier, or you cop a couple $100 fine. So it's either I get myself fixed up today, or I take a bath bag with me and stand in line at the local rec centre to vote. So that's going to end well. I need to rest more. I'm trying to rest as much as I can. That's the thing. Like, I know I'm burning the candle. There's not a lot that I can do about that. That's why I've been trying to avoid doing the nighttime streams as an extra stream if need be. So, because as it turns out, I can get through the majority of the Karen Reed stuff inside 4 hours. Because by the time you take out the lunch break and the sidebars and everything else, it really cuts it down to like 5 and a bit hours. Which if we're watching at 1.25, it's fine because that means I can get 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night. If I have to spend an extra 10, 15 minutes in the car or jump on the computer when I get home in order to cover up the day, that's fine. I have no issues with that. I get a non-drinking puke stream. God, I hope not. I tell you what, if I do feel like I have to pull over to puke, I'll make sure that I run over to the other side of the road so I'm facing the camera and you guys can watch. How does that sound? They'll team you a super spreader if you go and get sick. Well, I mean, look, I'm well aware that my immune system has been mildly compromised lately. Because, yeah, I have been pushing myself. I do a shit ton of driving. I do what I can at home. Like, the streaming, to be honest, I don't feel like it takes an extra lot out of me because, I mean, I'm going to be doing the drive anyway. What do? I boot up the laptop, close the lid, make sure the camera's on, and then I just drive. So I don't feel like that's adding too much extra. But I am looking forward to the weekend, to be perfectly honest. How the hell are you functioning on 3 hours of sleep? I mean, I know that it was like a famous scientist or something was able to do it on 2, but I'm not one of those people. I know you can train yourself, and like apparently what you're supposed to do is make sure that you get up at 5, push yourself through till midnight, no matter what you do. You stay awake until midnight, you sleep for 5 hours, wake yourself up at 5, and then from there you gradually change your either going to bedtime or your wake up time. Apparently you can do that, and it takes a couple of weeks to reset your body clock, but I don't know. I don't know that I can do it that. You went to bed at 6 and were woken up at 8, at 9. Bloody hell. Alicia G, member for 5 months. Wow, thank you very much for that. You're staying awake to watch Karen Reid. Oh, Diane. It's a sucky time zone for us, especially now that daylight savings is gone. For those of you who are in the US that are unaware, the Karen Reid trial starts. And when I say starts, I mean it's 9 a.m. in Canton, Massachusetts, or Dedham, wherever the hell it is, at 11 o'clock at night for us. There's then what? Most of the time, there's 20 odd minutes early in the morning where people are staring at the ceiling fan. You've then got the morning break, hour for lunch. There's a reason that when I was tag teaming the first trial with Jeff, that he was doing like the 11 o'clock through till like 2 a.m. and then I was taking 2 a.m. through till 5 or 6 in the morning. We just had to because of how sucky the time zone is. That's why I've said I'm just going to do it a day late, because at least then I can jump through I can jump through sidebar, I can jump through the morning break, I can jump through the lunch break, and I can watch it at 1.25. And if I'm lucky, during the day I might get in a few spoilers from some of the other Lore tubers, so I know what I'm supposed to be keeping an eye out for, if I'm lucky. Here, then you don't have to worry about the time zones. Look, if I get to the point where YouTube is bringing in 1 or 2 million a year, I will absolutely move. As it stands, I still need to continue to be I've still got to continue being a grunt in the rat race for the moment. So I don't know if Jude's in chat. I don't want to scare her off with politics talk, but given that our election's tomorrow, I kind of have to at least touch on that. So I've noticed some things in the news that the Labor government, the current government, who I'm hoping won't be the incumbent. Wait. God damn it. I gotta get another headset. I don't know why it does it, but this one randomly will start crackling and sparking and whatever else. So then even if I just delicately reach over and unplug and replug the USB back in, StreamYard automatically mutes the mic, even if I plug it back in. And then only sometimes will it actually reconnect and unmute. It's kind of hard to look into my eyes when I've got sunglasses on, isn't it, Kathy? What I was trying to say is that hopefully I'm not going to scare anyone off talking about politics given our elections tomorrow, but I do really want to talk about the fact that Labor's advised that they're going to start taxing unrealized gains on properties, the including potentially a family home. Which, for anyone that doesn't understand what that means that if your house is valued at $300,000 on the 1st of July 2025, if the value of the property goes up by, say, 30 grand as of 1st of July 2026, the government's now saying that they're going to tax you on that 30 grand, irrespective of whether or not you've sold the property. Now, if they decide that they're going to include the family home in that, that's some absolute bullshit. No, it's not that Labor and Liberal are both left-leaning. It's that at this point, I don't believe that there's much of a distinction between the parties at all, because at this point, they're all just out for themselves. That's why the Labor and Liberal Party, so Labor is our left wing, Liberal Party is our supposedly conservative right wing. But the Liberal Party really has backed a lot of the same policies, including the digital ID, they voted against the voice of Parliament. They pushed for people to vote no to the referendum. But I haven't really seen any defining policies that would show that, they're ready to step up and take the lead. And the trouble that for me is that means that people are just going to vote Labor out of habit, because, a first-term government hasn't happened since the 30s. So if Labor were to get voted out and replaced by the Liberal Party, it'd be the first time since the 30s that that's happened. And at this point, people just feel like they're... No, well, the Labor Party is the left-wing party. They're our Democrats. So... But at this point, the Liberal Party, which is our Conservatives, which is supposed to be the Republicans' equivalent, shall we say, at this point, they're just Labor light. And that's why this time around I'm going to be voting for independents. I'm going to be putting the Greens last, right where they belong. To explain it on a sliding scale, the Greens are our uber Democrats. Labor are our, I would call them extreme left wing, but not quite as uber as the Greens. But the rope where the center of the political divide is has been pulled that far to the left that even someone that would consider themselves a centrist these days would be seen as right wing. Yeah, we don't have a true right wing party at this point. One Nation, technically, I would say, would be the closest thing we have to a true right-wing party. I don't know what the fuck what's-his-face is doing with the Trumpet of Freedom, or whatever they're calling themselves. Trumpets of Freedom. That's just a guy with a lot of money throwing money at the wall and waiting to see what sticks. Jason dropping a $10 super chat. Appreciate that, buddy. Hey, Tom Gillis. Sorry, I just have to take a second. Oh, no, not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So yeah, this will be the first time in my voting lifetime, which is, I've been voting for the last 4 elections, I think. This will be the first time that I'm not voting for one of the major parties. I'm still going to be giving my preference vote to the Liberal Party over the Labor Party. Just Anthony Albanese. who grew up in housing commission always goes crying to mummy and has never had an actual job outside of being a politician and has therefore only ever been paid by the taxpayers, has no fucking idea as to how the world actually works. Honestly, it's just been the most disgraceful period. And there are people that have got their heads so far up Labor's ass as well. And it's like I said, it's not even that I'm supportive of the Liberal Party either, which some people just can't seem to wrap their heads around. Like, just because you don't support one doesn't mean you automatically support the other. Vote for Aussie Trump. Well, the trouble is we don't have an Aussie Trump. We need an Aussie Trump. Even if just to clear out the cobwebs. Everyone's so used to the status quo. Nothing ever really changing, nothing ever really being... It needs a shake-up. You've been called a Democrat because you've criticized Trump? Well, I mean, some people get so far into their own echo chamber that if you say something even slightly derivative or divisive or something even remotely different to the status quo, they automatically assume you are the enemy. So, but that's like I put a post up on X this morning because I was reading through when I was getting ready for work. There was a thread, and it was someone absolutely bitching the hell out of LawTubers for the commentary that's being provided on the Reid case. And it's like, okay, for one thing, we get it. People don't necessarily like our commentary. That's fine. Go and watch elsewhere. Like you have to be pretty poor and petty to go and bitch about the fact that a lawyer says something that you disagree with about a case. And it just went on and on and on. And I'm like, okay, so there's all these people that are sitting in people's chats that want commentary but don't want to hear what the commentators have to say. Because it was very clear that some of those people had been very clearly in their own echo chamber. And don't get me wrong, some of the anti-Reid and some of the free Karen Reid people are very passionate. And I'm using that word to be diplomatic. I had suggestions and queries as to how Alan Jackson could have been doing better on the cross-examination. I had comments on certain questions he should have been asking, or on attacks that he could have taken, or all that sort of jazz. But at the same time, I mean, if you don't want to have to hear what people have to say, don't watch it on a commentary channel. It's really that straightforward. I mean, they were bitching that they got, like, what was it? Oh, someone did 50 seconds worth of trial and then gave 8 minutes worth of commentary. Yeah, no shit. That generally just means that someone knows what the fuck they're talking about. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't agree with everything that every LawTuber says about the trial, plainly and clearly. But I'm also willing to take their commentary on board if I'm going to sit there and watch them say it, Don't go and screaming into the ether of the internet about shit that doesn't in any way affect you. Just change the channel. Really fucking easy and obvious. Anyway, I didn't mean to steer back to the Reid case because I know that's all we've really been talking about this week for obvious reasons. But I felt the need to get that off my chest. If you don't like what people have to say, change the channel. Because it's fuckwits like that get our government specifically all up in a tizzy and think that the government has an excuse to go in and basically control what you can and can't watch. Like, and like, oh my god, Albanese, the fuckwit. Earlier in the week, he came out and said that every teacher and every parent should be watching that fucking Netflix show, the one that was based on the black kid that went around killing people because he got radicalized on the internet. Oh yes, you must go and watch this show and watch the white kid that went and killed people that was race swapped for the TV show. Like, I've been sent home because I may or may not puke. And I've already agreed with chat that if it happens while I'm in the car, I will pull over, I will race to the other side of the road so you guys get to see. Which, to be fair, at that point, it'll probably just be my ass because I'll be bent over spewing. Well, that's probably why they did it, Bell. Because that way they have to say, oh, yes, we definitely made this story up and we just decided that it'd be a good idea to cast a white kid in this. So, I'm sure we'll clip it if it happens. God, how stupid is it that half the information that I've been able to gather from basically what's been going on the internet this week has been from clips. Yeah, yeah, Jason. We had to keep Scarlett home from school today. She was sick, and I went to work. I drove to work this morning because I thought that I was perfectly fine, and I was trying to keep up with the news and whatever else. So that's why I didn't stream first thing this morning like I normally would. But I was at work for a couple of hours, and I'm just like, no, I can't. And then the old guy that's in the office with me is like, no, you need to go home because we can't risk you getting it. We can't risk the receptionist getting it. We can't risk it going through the office because, you know, half the office is over the age of 70, and if they get anything bad, then, you know, it's really a bad thing. So I don't understand why more people aren't like aware of the fact that people are actively trying to destroy our society. Like, what is the point of showing that in the UK Parliament? What would be the point of showing what they are admitting is a fictitious story, aside from trying to control? Oh yes, we must clamp down on toxic masculinity on the internet because otherwise 6-year-old boys are going to go out there and stab people in Minecraft. Honestly, it's just twisted. And even if people are pushing it, they have to. How they don't realize that shit's just going to turn on them eventually as well. But anyway, other than getting my blood pressure up, what's been going on in the world, people? Aside from watching the Karen Reed stream and then taking time for myself and watching an anime with dinner or something like that, I have next to no knowledge about what's going on in the world this week. Aside from a few things I see on X, I saw that Nicholas has been losing his shit over what, the Delphi case was it? Oh shit, his birthday stream's tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that. Fuck. Oh, God. Vegan Booty said something else. Oh, feel free to give us a rundown, Desert. Honestly, I think the only reason that woman is still breathing is because she's attractive. Honestly, if it was a pink or blue haired pig of a woman that was out there saying that sort of shit, someone would have decked her ass by now. But oh no, because she can fit into a size 8 set of lingerie and walk down the street holding a sign covered in pig blood or whatever, or fake blood, I should say. Who's Vegan Booty? She's an influencer basically, or she considers herself an influencer. She's got an OnlyFans, as you would expect, but her whole shtick is that she pushes, veganism basically. She's the one that went to the restaurant in Perth, or was it Perth or was it Adelaide? I can't remember. She went to a restaurant and got herself kicked out and sued the guy, and it didn't end well. Let's put it that way. I mean, look, she's a conventionally attractive girl, but I can see right now that if she keeps going the way that she is, she's going to wind up looking like that horrific. Who's the vegan from like Finland or whatever it is that everyone thinks she looks like one of the creatures from Stargate Atlantis? Shouldn't be vegan, have no booty. No, because I'm pretty sure at this point she's still sneaking cheeseburgers, and that's why she has a booty. Oh, that's right. She likened the chickens to slaves. That was last week, though, wasn't it? I do remember that. Because she turned around and said, what did she say, allegedly? I'm paraphrasing here, so no one come at me. She likened chickens being in battery cages to people owning slaves, or some shit like that. Trying to convict a cop, the defense is so bad, it's like they're going through the motions. Okay, if that's the case, then that's a distinct possibility, because you got to remember, if at any point a defense attorney finds out that the client actually did it, they basically do just have to go through the motions. Because it's generally not a. It's if you find out your client actually did it, which is why you never ask that fucking question. It's not a reason for you to withdraw from the case. You still have to provide as much of a defense as you can, which I've never really thought was good. But I mean, imagine going to the judge and saying, "Yeah, I have to withdraw because he said he did it." And the Buttsman? What's the Buttsman? I saw Isaac Butterfield talking about it last week, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, so that dumbass bitch is back in the news for a reason." Oh, what the hell happened in Spain? Was that because of the solar flares? I gather that their entire infrastructure went down, and I'm very curious. Because apparently their infrastructure is what they're trying to push here. Like solar, renewable, or whatever, and like. Oh, God, I probably should have had the Panadol before I left. I'm trying very hard to think of stuff that I'm actually knowledgeable about that we can talk about. But my head hurts. I'm definitely going to go home and lay down. Self-defense case where the cop killed a man while on duty. They're suggesting it was excessive force, even though the guy stole the cop's taser. Prunk is covering it. Oh, that's what is it? The shirt case or whatever it is. That's all right. I mean, it depends how many times he shot him. Like, I can see that a reasonable person is going to say, well, even if he managed to use the taser on you, lethal force isn't justified or whatever else. Because, you got to remember, there's a bunch of bleeding hearts. I don't know how I'd come down on that one, to be perfectly honest, but you got to remember, I don't come from a country where there's a Second Amendment, so. I mean, honestly, if someone had a taser, and they utilized it anyway, then I'd certainly be thinking that shooting them in the or something. Oh, I'm positive she's still. I'm positive that she's still eating animal protein or fat or something like that. There's no way in hell you maintain those kinds of tits without some. You can't do that with like whey protein and shit. Oh, AMG. Okay, so if he'd used the taser, he'd be dead. Okay, yeah. Well, look, in that would probably make more sense. You got to remember, we got weak ass tasers that only take out grannies here. The police officer that shot the grandmother in the aged care facility in New South Wales, he's enjoying his time behind bars. I still don't know how I feel about that. I mean, she was walking around with a fucking steak knife threatening to stab people. I kind of feel like the taser was an appropriate response there. That's a good fucking point. I didn't think about that, Bell. Look, guys, for the love of God, don't listen to my legal analysis on anything on this stream. My head is so fucking fuzzy. I can use words, I can drive straight, and I can comment on shit. Is he pound you in the ass prison? I can't remember if he started his. I can't remember if he's actually been moved to medium security or not yet. You got to remember, of course, because he's a cop, they're going to give him special accommodations. They're not going to put him in with the hardened criminals. Oh, honestly, there's no point in looking into her any further. I mean, look, if I had to take the chance between the two, vegan booty and vegan teacher, I'd sit and listen to vegan booty every day because at least then I'd be able to stare at her tits. But they're both as irritating as each other. And I was going to say something else, but my entire train of thought just flew out of my head. Oh, we had day 3 of the mushroom killer trial here yesterday. Apparently, the ex-husband will be back on the stand today. I didn't realize that the only reason he survived was because he declined to go to the dinner. So everyone that was actually at the meal and ate it died. And she actually tried to guilt trip him into going to the meal to eat the beef Wellington that contained the death cap mushrooms by saying that she was really disappointed in how he wasn't going to be attending because she spent so much money on the ribeye to create the Wellington, and that she didn't think she'd be able to do a lunch like that anytime soon. There's a good chance that if he had actually... Oh, Jesus. Okay, so they're knocking over signs and stuff with that tractor too. That's not just oversized, that's actually doing damage. That's funny. Yeah, she took out a lot of her in-laws, surprisingly. I drive to and fro and I know things. I actually quite like that. I might see what I can do about that, because that Lady Overlaw'd told me what she wants for Mother's Day. So I'm going to be ordering some stuff from a printing place and hoping that it gets here in time. But I might get a shirt that's made up that says that too. Don't they need flags? No, because I'm driving behind this guy, and you'll see when I overtake him, there is a car up ahead that actually has a big ass oversized sign on it to let people know that there's an oversized vehicle coming in the other direction. It's only if there's something that's jutting out, shall we say, vertically rather than widthwise. So, for example, if you're traveling along with like a boat that has a motor on the back, then you've got to put the oversized flag on the edge of the motor so people can see it. But something like this, because it's oversized widthwise, I don't have to worry about it as much. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so after this black car, I'm going to overtake, and then you'll see the car that is leading the oversized thing. All right. See? That's him right there in front of me. Actually, I don't know if you can see it or not. Okay, dude, you're either going to have to get off the road. Oh, for crying out loud. Dude, seriously? If any cops are watching this, I did my absolute utmost in the situation. I didn't actually cross the line. I did feel like my tyre was on the line. How does a keto diet work for you, Ashley? Like, for lack of a better term, does it... I don't know. Oh my god, I was going to ask how you smelled. Jesus Christ, my brain is not working. Keto helps with mental stuff? Does it really? I was not aware of that. That's a very nice driver letting me know that there's a speed camera up ahead. Not that I was speeding anyway, but I will drop down to 5k's below the speed limit just to cover my own ass. Can cause you to smell a bit different. Really? Interesting. I suppose it makes sense. I mean, all kinds of things influence what kind of smells come out of people. Pineapple, for example. Assholes. There's a speed camera parked right there. Some asshole's getting paid $120 an hour just to sit there and make sure that the camera does its job. We're dropping speed. Not even a thank you wave. What a smunt. An 8-ounce glass of whipping cream? Jesus. That's a heart attack waiting to happen. Even I'm not going to do that. I tell you what, one of these days though, I am gonna do the ultimate thing for me in my mind, and I'm gonna try the Elvis diet, even just for a day. I want to try those two big ass Fool's Gold sandwiches, and I want to eat them. I'm gonna make it happen. Keto cuts down on the inflammation in your body. It might help with your foot issue. Oh no shit. Oh, it might be worth giving it a go. The only trouble is for me to go keto, I'd have to give up my only source of caffeine at the moment, which probably wouldn't end well for anybody. But I don't know. I suppose I could deal with it. I talked to Lady Overlaw'd the other day about whether or not I should get a prescription for the. I think they call them Zins in America. The nicotine pouches that you put in your cheek. They're not they're not on the Therapeutic Drug Administration schedule here, so you're not allowed to buy them without a script. I surprisingly wouldn't have an issue with no more Maccas. Scarlett would. She'd absolutely hate us. I swear to God, that girl's going to start looking like a chicken nugget soon. Um, but yeah, apparently you're allowed to import 3 months worth at a time if you have a script from a doctor. I just don't know how useful they would be for me, how much, whether or not they would be or not. Naturopath recommends it for because of that. Okay, and I'm not opposed to giving it a shot. I just I know straight away and off the top of my head that I could never be vegan. Absolutely never going to happen. I I actually said to Lady Overlaw'd, if I because the for those of you that don't know, there's a disease that's passed on by ticks here, and apparently that particular disease has made its way down the coast that I'm actually driving past now. So I mean, I don't want to think about it, but bitten by one of these ticks, you can't process animal protein anymore. No steaks, no chicken, no leaf, no beef, no fish, no any of it. And I would end it. I would end it all. And you know what? I would probably take a few people with me. Your dad loves Macca's, especially with the Minecraft toys. I kind of want the Minecraft toys to have been better because they've got so. For those of you that are not in Australia, they've got two meals with the Minecraft movie right now. They've got the Minecraft Happy Meal, but they've basically also just got the Minecraft meal, which is Big Mac, some awesome nuggets, and you get a limited edition toy that they put a little bit more effort into. They're supposed to be collectibles, and so they're Minecraft versions of like Grimace and Ronald McDonald and a Hamburglar. I don't think one of them was a Fanta potion, and I'm just like, kind of feel like they could have put a little more effort into that. They're also expensive. I'm not paying $20 for a meal for a chance to get a single toy, one of six that I might get doubles of. Like, don't pull a Chris Benoit on the way out. Eh. Thought it was only red meat. I know that there's a version of it where it is only red meat, but I mean, I still wouldn't do like I still. You can take my steak out of my cold dead hands. Basically, is what I'm saying. And all that does is every time remind me of the kid that went on one of our morning shows here. Gets to the end of an interview. So this picture, this kid, young kid, very clearly a farmer's kid, in there in the typical Australian farmer get up with the hat, with the plaid shirt, the jeans, and he goes to the morning show hosts and he says, "You want to hear a joke?" And they go, "Yeah, okay. What is it?" And he says, "So a vegan and a vegetarian jump off a cliff to see who would win." Was it? No. A vegan and a vegetarian jump off a cliff to see who'd get to the bottom first. And he says, "Who wins?" "Society." The hosts absolutely fucking lost it. And of course they absolutely they got dragged through the media for it. But you know what? Some good old humor is what we need. God forbid people forget how to... No, God forbid people develop a thicker skin. No more steak pies or sausage rolls. Rather take a long nap. Yep. I'm pretty much in that category. And all credit to her. The wife is getting better at making steaks. They're cooking them. She's getting better at doing it by eyeball as opposed to having to use the... I bought this woman 2 meat thermometers so she'd stop overcooking my steaks. Do you think she uses them? God damn it. I don't know, Belle. Always use meat thermometers. My steaks are perfection. That is fantastic. I'm very happy for you. Damn it, now I just want steak. Oh, Jesus, Belanderus. That's terrible. First the ticket, now overcooked meat. Oh, no, it was the overcooked meat first. Very clear, that is not the reason that I married her, for her ability to cook steak. I married her for her ability to cook twice cooked garlic potatoes. Which is just amazing. Oh, I'm sitting here debating whether or not I want to crack open a cola. Because I feel like part of my headache is from lack of caffeine this morning, but I'm also feeling it right here as well. God, I got to go back to that. I got to find that Fuck It Friday stream where Jeff and I were just going backwards and forwards telling dad jokes, and we cracked each other up for about 20 minutes. I've got to find that. No, look, tell whatever jokes you want, just preferably try and space out the categories. So, you know, one racist, one anti-whatever, one whatever. At least that was plausible deniability of my life. Oh, I may come to regret this. At least I know if I do puke, it's going to be Coke. I mean, screw it. If it can clean the oil off of a oil filter, it should be able to clean up whatever's going on inside me. Lyme disease? I honestly have no idea. I'm sorry to hear that the deer are in terrible shape, though. Okay, can I pretend to be just like a girl right now? Because I had the weirdest fucking dream last night, and I want to get people's opinion on it. I'm not quite sure where I was. I'm pretty sure I was in the middle of Melbourne, so the middle of the city here. And I'm driving around. I've got Scarlett in the car, and we get pulled over. And I'm fairly confident that that part of the dream was triggered off by Lady Overlaw'd getting the ticket, because I'm sure that was on my mind last night. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I didn't even get to the mute button. My sincere apologies. So we get pulled over. I haven't been drinking, but they reckon that I've been speeding, and so they pull me over into this line so they can give me a breath test and all that sort of stuff. And while I'm sitting and waiting, the car starts driving on its own, and then I look back and Scarlett's missing out of the car, and then I look out the car and realize that she's wandered off because someone's taken her giant ass stuffed cat and is walking away and is using it as a way to like coax her to follow them. No, Jason. So I get out, I barrel roll out of the car and I'm chasing after her to try and protect her. And then she sort of disappears into a school. And then I'm looking for the cat. And I can't find the cat. And then I come back to find where the car was, and I find that the car's been hacked and it was driven away. And the cops reckon that I've been doing it. And for some reason, it's flipped and it's on its roof, while the wheels are still going, despite the fact that no one's in it and hasn't been driving it. And I'm like begging with the officer, saying, "No, I didn't do any of this. I'm just looking for my daughter. Please help me. She's missing. Someone's kidnapped her." And then it all just sort of like, I think that's when the dog woke me up. And all I'm doing sitting here is thinking, holy shit, I can't even like have a peaceful rest, you know? So, I don't know. That's mean, Ashley. But I get it. Sometimes you just want to torture your spouse because you can. Oh no, dead air. Dead air. Dead hair. I can do this. I can manage this. I can definitely do this. Um, I'm going to put in a request that the police commissioner exercise their discretion based on her, 20 plus years of having a clean record. I don't know that we'll fight it with the magistrate's court because I looked at the report. And I don't know how legit the officer's comments are on it, but allegedly the light was already red for 1.1 seconds before she entered the intersection. I mean, it's not a huge amount of time. It's one Mississippi. What is it? No, one Mississippi miss. So I don't believe we'll take that before the magistrate because the last thing I want to do is have them increase the fine or the amount of demerits. But at least if I write to the police commissioner, they may withdraw the ticket. We'll see what happens. The trouble is, it's not an officer issued one. It's a traffic camera. So, the fuck are you doing, buddy? Okay. I have not seen the unsubscribed podcast. Is that something I need to be aware of? Oh. Buffalo School District covering up crimes against children. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's a special place in hell for anyone that covers up a crime against a child. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the fact that they can raise it if you can test it. But I mean, I look on the one hand, then you've got court costs and excuse me, and the officer's expense and all that sort of like, you know, shit. What time is it? No, okay, still got another hour before the school zone kicks in. Thank fuck for that. Going after AC. I feel like I should. No. Who's AC? I should know that. I think. God, my brain is just not working. Puppy dogs. How long's the drive home and how far? 2 hours every day. 2 hours there, 2 hours back. That's why I've been streaming the Karen Reed trial. It's actually been surprisingly easy since I got the upgraded power station. That was really the main problem. So I'm thinking even after the trial's over, I'll still be able to keep doing at least the morning streams, which might make things a little bit more easy for those of you in America and Europe or whatever. The trouble is finding content that I cover while I'm in the car. Like, I feel like the police and body cam videos aren't as interesting, but I can't see it basically, so I'm not really commenting on it. I think that's why the trials work well, because, I mean, irrespective of what you guys can see, I can still listen to the arguments. I can still pause. I can still make commentary on it. Well, I'll be honest, I don't always do an 8-hour day. But yeah, with the driving, most of my days are at least 10, 11 hours. Then I go home, spend a few hours with the family, have little lady Overlaw'd fall asleep in my arm so that she knows that daddy's there and she's spending some time with me. Go to bed, wake up, do it all over again. Oh, okay, so it'll be a really fucking crappy time for the UK, but oh well. So what's going on with America? Have the tariffs resulted in the boom to the production lines yet? Like, have people actually realised that it's cheaper to make stuff there yet, or what's the go? I keep seeing photos. Well, I mean, I saw a couple of threads posted on X of different, like, Etsy creators and all that sort of stuff that were closing down and not shipping to the US anymore because they were having to pay 100 and whatever else tariffs on the items that they were having produced in China and then shipped to the US. Huh. Wonder what happened there. Thanks for letting me know, Grifter. Have to wait and see if it reconnects, I suppose. $25 for eggs? What the fuck? How does that even happen? Buy a chicken for that price. Buy 2 chickens for that price, actually. What was it that finally caused China to take in the 40,000 deportees with their visas cancelled? Was that just pressure from Trump, or was there some particular reason why they finally agreed to start taking some of their people back? I mean, far as I'm concerned, if they're a Chinese national, they should be required to take them. Oh, the camera reset? Excellent. Oh, let's see whether or not the roadworks here are still going to stop me for 10 minutes. Yeah, but see, the irony is, Carlos, what they're doing is they're basically playing off of our conscience. Like, it sounds horrific and horrible, but if you don't have a conscience, life can be pretty cheap right now. Like if you're not worried about whether or not the eggs you eat come from a battery hen or a cage hen or whatever, at least the prices are slightly cheaper anyway. Ah, so they've completely retarded this area. This was not like this morning. They've dug everything up in 2 hours and laid down new tarmac. I'm impressed. Because this was a pretty horrific stretch too. Because there was bits and pieces here where large chunks out of the road had been taken. Smell the tarmac. Does anyone in chat have any sort of like experience with engineering or construction? Because I have a question. And that question is, how difficult would it just be to create a giant, like, when I say giant, I mean like massive ass truck, like they're using like the mining quarries and things like that, that has just like a fucking snowplow attachment on the front that digs in maybe, I don't know, a half a foot in order to create a completely flat surface, and then just have a thing out the back that just spews tarmac and flattens it. Like, theoretically, if you put the time and the effort in and the resources, could you not just create a massive thing that just made roads? Like a single vehicle that made roads? Fair enough, White Rabbit. I'll put a little bit more effort into self care then. That would actually explain a little bit. The price of eggs went down very quickly after they ended the Biden policy of killing 30 million chickens. What the fuck were they killing the chickens for? What was Biden's policy on killing chickens for? And where was Peter when you need them? And more to the point, what did they do with the chickens after they killed them? Were they able to just do 30 million roast chicken meals for the homeless, or what? Oh, okay. So that was a justification for it. Someone's got somewhere to be. Oh, my neck. On the upside, I'm getting home at a reasonable hour on a Friday, so I might actually be able to do a proper Friday stream tonight. which would be good. People eating tasty animals. I do like that. See, most animals are tasty to me if they're cooked in the correct and proper manner. Actually, I should look into that. I want to know what the I should look into the local council regulations about having chickens. I think it'd be good responsibility for Scarlett to be able to feed and collect the chicken eggs. My only concern is that her mother, being the dumbass that she is, would probably still send her out if there was a snake or something. And I love my wife, but I can't call her a dumbass because when she was in her teen years, she decided it'd be a good idea to pick up a brown snake, one of the most venomous snakes in Australia, and retrieve the chicken eggs from under it. Without even knowing if they were chicken eggs or snake eggs. I don't let her live that down. Nor do I let her live down the fact that she thought that tigers are male and lions are female. Or was it vice versa, that lions are male and tigers are female? Anyway, she thought it was one of the two. And yes, I'm completely throwing her under the bus in the expectation that she's listening. I'm actually really excited because I should be able to finish the what do you call it? I should be able to finish the Exia Gundam build this weekend. Sleeping on the couch tonight. It's alright. I got a spare mattress in the spare room if I need it. Used to use that when we were doing the trial stream so I didn't wake her up in the middle of the night when she was working late. A Liger's trans. You know what? An afternoon nap sounds really good, though. Hopefully it'll settle my stomach and I'll be able to bounce back. Mr. Motorcycle Policeman. Oh, another one. They're traveling in pairs. You know, I don't want to jinx it, but I've traveled past so many cops with this setup going, and never once has anyone even queried the Starlink on the dashboard. So hopefully we're good there. Well, see, Grifter, the irony is that if I was absolutely desperate, I wouldn't even draw the line at the horse. Because doesn't it go pig, sheep, cow, horse, dog, cat, mouse, or something like that? If I was absolutely desperate, I'm going to eat a horse. I think it'd probably be better if the horse remained active as a use of transport, for example, in the middle of the apocalypse. Okay, that was a bit funny. That motorcycle rider in pink had very. I'm hoping that was a her. No, I don't want to be pulled over for a traffic stop. Hello, officer. Yeah, sir, can you explain exactly what the fuck is going on here and why we shouldn't charge you with a whole bunch of it? Yeah, because nothing I'm doing is illegal, officer. I'm a lawyer and I've already checked. Every stream begins before the car is in motion, and every stream ends when the car is in motion. I'm in no way pressing any buttons. I have no screens. I have no anything. The only thing that I have is a push button remote, which is not a distraction. Shitty little Kia. Sorry, that word was shitty little Kia. Shitty little Kia. Oh, I just completely zoned out there for a second. Sorry. I've got to work out what I'm going to do to get back into the swing of like interacting with people. Like it's been great having like Kurt and MG on the street on the channel in the last month. Oh, that's a logging truck. Fuck that. I'm staying in this lane and I'm overtaking it. I don't care how much you're going to flash your lights at me. And now that I know that the StreamYard works at the drop of a hat, while I'm still using OBS at home, I've got no excuse. Like, if people want to drop by, they absolutely just can. I think I'm still just holding myself back because I don't know when I'm actually going to be streaming. Go for it, asshole. You speeding is on camera. Smile, you're on candid camera. Smut face. I've never been good at networking, Carlos, I'll be honest. That's why I enjoyed the fucking Friday streams so often, because I could just interact with people and people still knew that I existed. But I've never been good at networking. It was my biggest failing as a lawyer as well. I was never big on going to the networking events. I was never big on, you know. I've got a forum that I've got to go to later on this month. So there'll be, there'll be a Thursday, Friday my time. So what, a Friday, Saturday US time. No, Wednesday, Thursday US, where I won't be covering Karen Reid because I have to go to a forum for it's an annual general meeting for a bunch of people like me. So I will give people an update as to when that is, and I'll probably catch up on that day on the following week, whenever I can. But and Friday, the Friday stream for the Karen retrial won't happen until Sunday US time because I'm going to do that on Monday on my drive to work. When I start a conversation, like that. But did you watch the stream with MG? I was so freaking out of practice. It was easy with Kurt because, well, Kurt's Kurt. He jumped into talking about his watchmaking, and I just sort of let him go because it was like 1 a.m, and what the hell was I going to add to that conversation? But when you're being a host and when you're inviting people on to talk and that sort of thing, you kind of still have to have some sort of game plan. But it's so much fucking easier to stream when you've got guests. I'm not gonna lie. Even back when I had a co-host and we could just banter about. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. These trips really do take it out of me, whether it's the middle of the day or the middle of the morning. Ooh, I might have time to find out whether or not I can. Oh no, I'm not going to get into a chiropractor today. Who am I kidding? Not so much, Rachel. Tomorrow will be taken up by voting because, irrespective of however early you get to the voting place, there is always going to be a packed line. It's going to depend whether or not I'm actually sick or not, and if it lasts more than 24 hours. But no, next weekend we've got plans because it's Mother's Day for us here in Australia. So I won't say what those plans are in case ladies are listening. Gemini, at what point am I supposed to have the time to vote early? I mean, I suppose I could have tried on the weekend, maybe, but I mean, last weekend was a write-off. Weekend before that, I can't remember what we were doing. I gotta be careful with how much of this I drink. Yes, and at 6 a.m. I am still getting what very little vital sleep I am. Okay, so this isn't. I'm not going to do the TikTok version of it, but here's a day in my life. Okay, dead slumber. Wife's alarm goes off at 6:30. I roll over, get an extra 30 minutes sleep. My alarm goes off at 7. I get up out of bed. I go into the Munchkin's room. I wake her up. I get my work clothes ready. 7:15. I'm then making sure that the Munchkin has had food. She's had her bags packed, that she's getting ready for school. 7:20. I'm on the can. 7:35. I get off the can. Don't at me. I don't care. I jump in the shower. I'm out of the shower by 7:50 usually. I'm dressed. I'm out of the house by 8. Is there a point in voting when you only have scummy shit options to choose from? Well, I mean, the main parties are the scummy shit options. So. Well, that's your problem, Gemini. You're sitting here listening to me. You don't like it, turn it off. And you know what? That's pretty much the line I'm going to take from trolls from now on. You don't like what you see. I don't care. Turn it off. Oh, and from now on as well, I've been thinking it over, but I'm going to start instituting a rule. You announce that you're leaving. You treat this channel like an airport. You ain't coming back. And by announce that you're leaving, I'm talking about the people that just like not people who are saying goodnight and whatever else. I'm saying that basically the assholes. So you're fishing. Oh fuck you. You know how long it's been since I've been able to go fishing? Oh my god, that's something I could do Sunday. Oh chat, what do I want to do more? Sleep or fish? And I feel like instituting the rule that way, I can people can't really come back at me and say, "Oh, you're not an advocate for free speech or whatever else." I'm just saying it's just no. If you are saying that you're leaving, then I'm going to slam the door. That's not the same. You want to say whatever you want. You can have all the free speech you want, but it doesn't necessarily have to be on my channel. The people that say they're unsubscribing, well, not only that. I mean, it's they don't even specifically have to be saying that they're unsubscribing, just that they are. Well, yeah, actually, I suppose they are the people that effectively say they're unsubscribing. You can technically do both at the same time. No, because if I go fishing, I'll have to take Scarlet with me. And I'm sorry, but it's Australia. I'm not being a moron and leaving a 6-year-old around water without while I sleep. Oop, oop, incoming. Excuse me. Honestly, what I've discovered is I don't have time for the fuckwits. I just don't. And I think I'm going to have to start being a little bit harder on the whole people disparaging other creators when they're not in chat. I mean, I get that people don't like other content creators. Some with good reason, some without. I don't. Like I said, I'm Switzerland, and I thought that in order to be Switzerland, I had to allow that kind of talk. But thinking about it, what I should be doing is doing the exact opposite, and I should be clamping down on it irrespective. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Kathy. You're fine. Yes, but you're our asshole and fuckwit wardrobe. See, you get a pass. You get the Kiwi pass, okay? Because otherwise, there wouldn't be any of that Aussie Kiwi banter. That's different to how some of the people treat this channel like a toilet. I mean, tell me this: when you log into the channel, like when you log into a live stream, does it still pop up with the channel rules thing? Like asking where the sheep are. Well, they're probably in Wardrobe's back room right now. See? That's how fucking out of it I am. You're all sitting there going, nope, no, not for me. And I don't even remember what the fucking question was. Oh my god, I just Jed McCabe'd myself. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about what I just said 5 minutes ago. Oh, fuck. She's out with her friends, that's funny. Hey, Glennis. But yeah, no, Kathy, and other mods, I should specifically say, um, from now on. Oh, it was whether or not the channel rules still pop up. That's what it was. Okay, well, the channel rules specifically are no drama, no berating other content creators who are not here to defend themselves, and I think the other one was just don't be a dick. I don't know why that wouldn't still pop up. Channel guidelines and TOS. Okay, that's what it was. Um, yeah, look, point is, very specifically, mods, what I'm saying is from now on, people get one warning, and then I'll leave it to you, honestly, because and if people say anything, just say it's the Switzerland clause. No drama whatsoever. I'm free speech about many things. I'm not free speech about specifically repeatedly berating other content creators. I'm sort of over it. Eggplant, eggplant. Aubergine, aubergine. Oh, my nose. Yeah, I got sent home sick, Linus. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have went into. We kept Scarlett home because she was not well. Lady Overlord thinks she's got something else wrong with her, though. I got about 3/4 of the way to work, and I started feeling a little bit queasy myself, and then I've still got a temp. Like, it's better than it was, but maybe if I can find the time to not be asleep this afternoon, I might try and see if I can work it into the Stream Elements bot or whatever. Well, see, I'm pretty good when it comes to like my immune system, which is really fucking annoying. Like, the only thing that knocked me on my ass last year was the bug, and by the bug I mean the one that ends in 19. And to be fair, that just felt like any other flu. It was just that I felt like death warmed up. You got a Specsavers appointment. God, they come up with some amazing ads though, don't they? Should have gone to Specsavers. Oh, actually, I should try and get Lady Overlord to Specsavers again as well. Apparently, her eyesight's getting worse, which is a little bit scary. Oh, honestly, Sheree, I still can't work out how I picked it up. Because no one else in the house got sick. No one at work got sick. So theoretically, I have to have picked it up either from a client coming in, which I wasn't seeing clients at the time, or I just randomly picked it up while I was walking down the street at the supermarket or something. Yeah, I think it probably would have had to have been. But no, I'm usually pretty good. Like I've got a fairly iron stomach. I'm pretty. I think that's probably, admittedly, because of the amount of carbonated drinks that I have. I keep the acid content of my stomach is usually a little bit higher than usual, shall we say? They get the snivels and you're down for 2 days. Yep, been there, done that. Oh my god, that kid! I swear to God, she comes home with all sorts of crap, and it's just I don't know how she just bounces back so quickly. No, I haven't covered the Turtle Boy hearing. That might be something for tonight, maybe, I don't know, or tomorrow. I heard talk that was part of the reason why there's no Karen Reed court today, but I don't know how truthful that was. Honestly, wardrobe at this point, you can watch on whichever channel you like. I'm gonna try and make the most out of getting the boost from the Karen Reed trial on both channels. If I get enough new subscribers and the numbers keep going up, I may not have to nuke the main channel. I don't know if that's just because of like sunk cost fallacy and I'm trying to convince myself that I don't need to do it or whatever, but at this point, I'm just trying to get the watch hours. If people watch there, great. If not, it'll just take me that little bit longer to get monetized over there. Oh, it was a court holiday, was it? Oh, there you go. Okay. You said a dark day for court, and I'm like, oh, what happened? Did Bev like drop a gavel down her? Ooh, you know what? I'm not going there. I don't need to. I can't get over the fact that she looks like she's got such a badly botched nose job. I think someone said it on X, and I can't unsee it. She looks like one of the Morlocks from the original time traveler. Do I know how close I am to hitting the watch showers on the other channel? I haven't looked in the last week or so. Um, oh, great. Now I've got a semi. Oh, no, he's moving. Okay. I should probably have a look when I get home. Quite the rant at Turtle Boy's hearing, really? Okay. I shall have to give it a gander then. Well, I'm glad you do, Dazza. I knew I wasn't going to be able to cover it live, and I know that that's a big draw for a lot of people. So I think that's why I appreciate everyone watching it a second time with me, or even if you're watching it for the first time, I appreciate it all the more, I guess, because like, did you remember to edit the stream from yesterday? No, I didn't. I completely forgot. Fuck. You know what? Now I can't even remember what I was supposed to edit out. Oh well, shit happens. that's good. I'm glad that people are picking it up. I'm glad that it's of use to people, honestly, because I mean, I'm watching it for the first time around each time, and like you're getting my initial gut reaction. So hopefully it'll at least be a little. No, Wardrobe, there was no stream for the trial today. So Saturday, well, tonight, going into Saturday for us, well, there'll be a Friday, but Thursday they had off. Bob Motter was not muted. Oh, there you go. Sure, that would have been entertaining for people. Nice hot mic scenario. Just realised that I was trying to keep track of my speed, and I realised I was getting a little bit too close to that truck. Oh, fuck you. Seriously? Come on, hurry up. I need to make my turn. I want to go home. I'm tired. I'm cranky and I want to go to bed. I wish I knew that song verbatim. Three blokes getting drunk on a boat chasing a shark. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. There we go. Do you know how long his hearing went for? Shit. Okay, so apparently the Young Jerks and Runkle have streamed Turtle Boy's hearing. Maybe Saturday or Sunday I'll get in and do that myself. See exactly what happened. It was an hour? Oh, well, fuck that. We'll try and knock that over this afternoon then. I just want to get home, do a few things, because I'm still technically trying to work from home. And, we can probably get that done. Oh, almost there. God bless you, chat. I'm not religious, but God bless you. You've kept me occupied. You've kept me alive. Don't chase the light. Don't chase the light. You don't need a ticker like my wife. And yes, she's not going to live that down. Speaking of sharks, I introduced Scarlett to all the different, well, should I say, a video about all the different breeds the other day. And then she's like, "Daddy, what's the biggest shark?" And I was like, and I turned to Lady Overlaw'd. I looked at her and I went, "Am I allowed to?" And she's like, "Well, yeah." So I put on the trailer for the Meg. Dad! Yeah, look, I'll get a couple of things done, and I'll either have a nana nap, or I'll probably just wind up laying in bed doom scrolling for a while. But I do feel like I need to rest. I don't know why big sharks fascinate me so much. They have ever since I was a little kid. But I love the idea that megalodons might still be out there in the unknown reaches of the ocean that we can't visit. Because you can't tell me that humans couldn't adapt over millions of years to be what we are today. That one or two megalodons couldn't have developed a genetic mutation to survive in cold water as opposed to being warm water fish. And we know that colossal squids exist. We know that there's areas of the earth that we can't touch. We know that there's areas where there may be, underwater volcanoes and all that sort of shit. So, you know what? I don't want anyone taking that away from me. I believe that there's a possibility they're still out there. Greenland sharks can live for millions of years. Exactly. We got no idea what's down there. For all we know, there could be aliens down there. Aliens. Jesus, the sharks have learnt to stalk dogs. That's weird and creepy. I mean, I know that they're supposed to be attracted to the smell of wet dog. Posty on his bike. No, I think that. Oh no, don't get me wrong about that. As far as I'm concerned, the law of infinite numbers or whatever the hell it is, there's no way in hell that we're the only creatures in the universe. Not a chance. But I just like to keep even if these are stupid things to believe in, even if in terms of ghosts and spirits and aliens and megalodon and Loch Ness monster, even if they are stupid things to believe in, is it not just an extension of wanting there to be more to the world? Is it not just wanting life to be more than it already is? All the boring stress, all the shit that we deal with, all the is it not just a yearning for there to be more to life than what we see on a day-to-day basis? So I don't really have an issue with it, honestly. Yeah, Dan, I'll have a look. Actually, I had to have that conversation with Scarlett the other day because she asked me how the world was formed. And I said to her, "Well, there's many competing ideas as to how it happened. Not all of them as mutually exclusive as people want to believe. Because we were talking about megalodons and how they were millions of years old and all that sort of stuff, and around when the dinosaurs were. And then Lady Overlaw'd piped up and gave her explanation of creationism. And I was just like, oh, well, there you go. The turtles rose from the oceans with the earth on its back. Trust. I think it's just look. Are we ever going to know the mysteries of the universe as a whole? Probably not. Are we hopefully going to make great strides? Fingers crossed. I was watching watched a YouTube video this morning on the way to work. Well, sorry, listened to a YouTube video this morning on the way to work. About Microsoft putting out their new quantum computer. Apparently, they've just finished the new chip that will allow 1,000,000 qubits worth of processing power. Like that is incredible. And if and when they get to a point where they can mass produce that, that'll be fantastic. Imagine being able to run 1,000,000 calculations in one go. Oh, that's sweet, Kathy. I'll be honest. There's been times when you can't convince me. You will not be able to convince me that we haven't had visitors. So, and people seem really weirded out when I say that. By the way, and they're just like, "Why on earth would you believe in any of that sort of shit?" And I'm just like, "Well, I've had my own personal experiences, so happy just to tell you to get wrecked." Frankly, damn, you forget how busy this car park gets during the day. Not even sure I'm gonna have any. Dude, walk with a purpose. Fucking hell. It's a bit of a trade-off, honestly, Chris. I've left early because I'm feeling sick, so I'm probably going to go home and pass out, honestly. But thank you, everybody, for keeping me company during the drive. There we go. It'd be 1,000 years more advanced if we used all the resources for war to advance humanity. Never going to happen because there's always going to be there's too much money to be made in war. That's the long and the short of it. All right, peeps. I'm going to get out of here and go home. You may see me later on today. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. But yeah, sorry, Chris. I literally just got back. Gonna go home, puke, lay on my bed, probably puke again. I'd like to limit it to puking, honestly. So, anyway, I'll see you all shortly. Thank you so much for keeping me company, all 34 of you. And as always, please remember, you're not a piece of shit. You have value and do contribute to society. And I'll catch you all on the flip side. Cheers, peeps.
And again, on your way out, please do me the favor of hit the like and subscribe button if you're so inclined. It costs nothing. It's absolutely free. And we'll be friends forever. Bye now.
Unfortunately, some members of the media
use their platforms
to push their own personal bias.
To push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.